Wakey, wakey, it's time to get up. Time to face the bright and shiny world with that big old beautiful smile of yours. You're just going to have to trust me when I say it's a bright and shiny world. That's not something that you'll be able to verify for yourself. You're in a concrete room without any windows after all. Oh, and there's that pesky matter of me having surgically removed your eyes while you were unconscious. Can't forget about that part. It might feel that you're very alone right now since all you're seeing is an endless black void. But don't you worry. I've made sure that you have plenty of people here to support you. You are currently being live streamed across multiple sites on the internet. Hundreds of people are watching you right now. You might be interested to know that these hundreds of people are rather wealthy. There's a substantial fee required to access this stream. Now, in addition to that, these nice folks are expecting something, shall we say, special to spend a bit more of their hard-earned cash on. They want to be entertained, and good news, you are that entertainment. I'll get back to you in a few moments, darling. I don't want to be impolite to our guests. Greetings, folks, and welcome to a very special night. You are lucky enough to be present for quite the experience, an interactive experience. The man that you see on your screens was acquired yesterday from the parking lot of a Walmart in Maryland. He has no family, he works a job where there is a high turnover rate, and he lives alone. There's very few people that will miss him, and even fewer, if any, that will pry into his disappearance. Those of you that have joined me for one of these sessions before know that I do my due diligence. I make my selections based on a combination of careful research and requests made by you fine folks. One of those requests in this case was for the subject to be blind. While I was unable to locate a suitable subject in the 48 hours I was given, I believe that you will all agree that I have risen to the occasion nonetheless. Well then, none of you came to hear me ramble about my process. You came here to have a good time, throw some cash around, and to be given an experience you cannot get anywhere else. Ladies and gentlemen, you know the rules. Submit your requests, along with the amount that you're willing to pay to see that request fulfilled through the app. Requests will be granted in order of pay amount. You pay the most, you play first. There's only one rule. No instant kill requests will be granted. We all want the fun to last as long as possible. First round of bids is in, so let's see what trials and tribulations await our caged bird. Player M, you have won the honor of the first request with an opening bid of 1.2 million. Congratulations to you. I'll leave you fine folks to enjoy Player M's request being fulfilled. I apologize for the delay in getting back to you, my sightless friend. It's an unfortunate fact in this sad reality of ours that business must come before pleasure. Money makes the world go round and all that. You likely heard the door on the far side of the room open. That is my assistant, who I will refer to as Mr. Faust. It's not his real name, of course, but I have to call him something, and he seems to find some amusement in that particular name. Speaking of things that you can't see, which obviously at this point is everything, but in particular, the room you're in is filled with various instruments and implements. Most hospitals aren't equipped with this many surgical tools. Tools are nothing without someone to wield them, of course. Mr. Faust is an absolute maestro with them. He makes them sing. You are about to find out just how proficient he is with them, because one of our wonderful benefactors has asked him to perform for them. No, don't struggle. I've had the pleasure of hosting quite a few of these little soirees, so I'm speaking from experience when I say that struggling makes it worse. Once you accept that there's nothing that you can do and just go with it, you can concentrate on what's most important, namely, staying alive. I'm going to ask you an odd question, but I promise you that I'm going somewhere with it, so just bear with me. Which hand do you like the least? Like, if you, say, had to choose one hand as the one that you'd lose if you had to lose one, which would it be? Perhaps this needs a little context. One of our benefactors, a person that has just sent an obscene amount of money to an offshore account of mine, has requested that we cut your hand in half. Not widthwise like you might think, but going straight down, starting at the tip of your middle finger. I have to say that this particular request is a surprise to me. It's one that I haven't seen before, and believe me, I've seen it all. Not what I would have purchased with over $1 million myself, but hey, who am I to kink shame anyone? What isn't in the request is which hand they would like this done to. Hence my question, which hand do you like the least? Take a moment to think it through before raising up the one that you want to have split apart. Don't take too long though, because if you drag this out, I just might have Mr. Faust cut them both in half. Ah, the right hand. Very good choice. Funny, I wouldn't have taken you for a lefty. Oh, Mr. Faust, be sure to put a tourniquet around his wrist before you begin. We can't have him bleeding out this early on. I trust your judgment, of course, but I also know how much you enjoy the sight of blood, so hence my apprehension and my reminder. Oh, silly me, there's one thing that I neglected to mention, my sightless associate. As part of their request, our benefactors asked for a particular instrument to be used. Something from the bottom shelf, if you catch my meaning. They have specified that your hand be cut in half with a handsaw, and not just any handsaw, but one that's mostly dull and covered in as much rust as possible. I know, pretty sick, ain't it? Don't worry, we have the tool available. As I said, this is not my first rodeo. I'm afraid this is going to be a long and painful process for you. I suspect that's exactly what our benefactor is looking for. Although it saddens me, I must once again leave you. Parting is, as always, such sweet sorrow. There are more requests that must be prepared for. A man's work is never done, right? Oh, but what's that old saying? If you enjoy what you do, you'll never work a day in your life. And I am a man who very much enjoys what he does. I leave you in the capable hands of Mr. Faust. Do try to stay calm, and above all, try not to lose consciousness. We have a very long way to go tonight.